Okay, so welcome to tonight's call. It is November 16th, and we're going to try something new tonight. We're going to do a live power hour, and we're going to do it as a group. One thing that I have noticed is sometimes there's a lot of like daily activities or terminology or things like that that are part of things that we do as coaches to build our business, and maybe you might understand what it means to add friends to your network, but actually seeing other, like if I share my screen and show you what I mean when I'm looking at adding friends or I'm looking at following up or those kind of things. So we're going to actually do this together, and I'll share my screen and show you exactly what I'm doing during each of those activities. And I have shared before with you guys that I really kind of suck at tracking regularly. I don't connect well with the business activity tracker, and I've tried other daily checklists and things like that. When I do commit to it, I do notice better results because I'm consistent and on point with my time, and I'm more efficient. But it's just finding that right fit for a document that I can use regularly. And I'm part of a mastermind group for the central region that's run by the corporate sales director, Arnold Nakaha. And there's, I think, 5 or 6 of us in this group, and it's elite coaches, 5-star and above. And Annie Reed developed this system of the power of 3's, and she's been an elite coach for a few years. And so she spoke about it and like taught this system to our little mastermind group, and I thought that it would be a great one to share with Fit Family and give it a try. I know I've talked to a lot of you that have also kind of struggled with finding a tracker that you like and that you'll commit to using for more than one day. So, and I have heard other people that have successfully implemented this. So that's why I wanted to just kind of share it with you guys, show you the video that Annie made that kind of gives you the rundown of what it is and how to use it, and then we'll just kind of go through it together step by step and see what you think. So in the Zoom chat box, I put a link there for the link to the actual document. It's a Google document, so you can go and open it and then save it to your own Google Drive so that you can have your own copy of that. And you can use that from now on. Okay, so let me open mine just in case. Oh, okay. Okay, so did everybody get their document? If you're on your phone, you probably won't be able to do it, but okay. All right, I have mine open. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so here's the document. Hopefully you have it open on your computer, or if not, you can see it on mine. So the power of 3's, basically, you're going to go through and do these activities each day. What I have found to be most effective is to actually try my best to not get distracted, which is very difficult at times. But if you can just set aside that 1 hour that you are going to call your power hour, for me, I personally have to tell Mike, I'm doing my power hour right now so that he doesn't come in and bother me. And I don't mean that in a mean way. It's just that I need like that time to just really focus and get these daily things out of the way. So let's start off with new friends. So what does that even mean? And I want to share 2 things, one on Facebook and one on Instagram. So I need to go to a different screen.
Hey, Jen, really quick. I saved it as, so it's my own, but it's not letting me click into it. Did I save it incorrectly? Like
Uh,
I can't type on the lines.
okay. Well, I have an Excel version too, which
Okay.
that might be better. I'll post that in the chat in a second.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, do you guys see my, like, do you see an Instagram page now? Okay. Okay, so this is exactly what I do when I am looking for new people to follow on Instagram. So a lot of you guys know that one of my niche markets is police wives. So what I want you to do is think about a website or brand or product or event that somebody in your niche market would follow. So for me, like I said, I'm into police wives. This particular account on Instagram, which is called Southern Charm Designs, they create super cute police wife tank tops, Mrs. whatever, little ornaments. They have really cute designs. So people that I'm looking for follow this page and they comment on this page. So when I am looking for new people to follow, I can go onto this person's Instagram page and, oh, I've got to log in. Let's see. Oops, I hope I didn't just report them. It's hard to do on the computer because Instagram is obviously a mobile device, but I was hoping it would show you. But basically, when I go on to this, I can go on to a picture. Oh, here's one. Okay, 34 comments. So these 34 people are all probably people that are in my niche market. So what I do is I go on, I click on Oklahoma Girl. Then I click follow and request. Now, on days that I'm being organized, I actually write that person's name down so I can go back and check to see if, like, once she accepts me, then I can go in and comment on some of her pictures. Now, a lot of the police wife people, their accounts are private. I'm trying to find one that is not so I can show you what I do. And it's crazy because I do this every day. I go on to this particular account and look at police wives, and you would think that by now I would already be friends with a lot of these people, but I'm not. Okay, so here's one I just clicked on, and her account is public. So she's not, I can tell by looking at her, she's not really my niche market because she's like into, it looks like she's probably into like bodybuilding type stuff. But let's say that she was. So I could go in, click follow, and then what I would do is I would go in and look at her last few pictures, and I would like and comment on them. So that way I'm showing interest. And I'm not saying like go in and be like, hey, cute pic. Like, I want you to go in and like try to add value. Like, let's say I was interested in the whole bodybuilding thing. I could go in and like ask her a question about this. What is she doing? Working my wheels tonight, workout, whatever. So like I would go in and ask something of value, something to show interest in her. And most often, like when you do that, it gets them to notice your profile. Like if you go in and you like a handful of their pictures and comment something that's, you know, a conversation starter, they go in and then they look at your profile and they follow you and they're like, well, who is this Jen Greenberg? She came in and looked at, you know, a bunch of my pictures. So that is what I would do. So to go back on, stop share. So then what I would do is I would put them, and I would put them here into the new friends with their actual names. on a second. Bruno, come on. Oh. No. Okay, so that's what I do with Instagram, and there's so many creative things that you can do with Instagram. Is, you know, like there's like really weird but cool pages for like dog lovers, and like people have fan pages for their dogs, and people are into it, and they go in and they comment, and it's just a great way to find out where your niche people are hanging out, and they're going in, they're commenting on these accounts and liking pictures, and so that's just a different way to find people. So that's that. Okay, Facebook. Let me go back to this screen. Do you guys see my Facebook page now? Okay. So I'm going to go to my like page, Fitness First. Okay, so for those of you that have like pages, you can see right here, it says 11,000 likes plus 26 this week. So when I'm looking at adding friends, I want to see the people that liked my page this week. So what I do is I go up here to settings, and then people and other pages. And then it says people who like this page. And it does it in chronological order. So the new people are going to be on top. And then it just goes like in chronological. So after I pull this section up, I open up each of these each of these profiles since the last time I've done it. So like this says 9 hours, 12 hours, 13 hours, up to 20 hours. And then this last one is on Sunday. So let's say I already know I checked everyone since Sunday. So I would open up each of these people's things. So for example, here's Gabriella. And I would look, sometimes you can see a portion of their profile, other times it's private. But when I can see a little bit, I can look at it and see, all right, is this person somebody that I want to work with? Does she look like somebody that would be in my niche? Oh, he's cute. And I mean, no, here's some kind of water bar thing. Like, you know, maybe she is, but most of this stuff is not in English. So that's kind of a clue to me that I need to pass on her. So I wouldn't send her a friend request. This person. Okay, she is an RN at a hospital, so that's a good sign. She has kids. Another good sign. There's military people, so possibly she's a military wife. A selfie taker, another good sign. So, you know, like just by a few things that I see on her profile, I'm thinking, okay, it looks like me and this person could possibly have a few things in common. I love the person I've become. You know, so I could say, yeah, I could see working with this person. I could see getting to know her, wanting to know more about what she's about, what her goals are, and those kind of things. So for her, she does not have she doesn't allow friend requests from people. So you either has to click follow or message. So if she was somebody that I was really interested in, then I would message her. And sometimes you have to, like, Facebook is weird. Sometimes you can send them a message and it will go to their regular inbox, and other times it goes to their other box. So I don't really know which one it would go to. But if I'm really interested in her, I'll probably just send her a message and just say, hey, thanks for following my page, Fitness First. I love connecting with other like-minded people that are into health and fitness. I would love to know what some of your health and fitness goals are so that I can make sure I'm posting tips that are relevant to you and relevant to the people that are following my page. And that usually just kind of opens the door to conversation. So that is what I do for Facebook, for finding new friends through my like page. And again, when I'm being organized, I would write down this person's name and keep track of them to see when they accept my friend request or that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm going to stop there for a moment and just kind of see what your thoughts are so far, if that is making sense to you, if you have any questions on finding new friends.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So what do you do with people who already have a networking job? Do you still try to get them to like your page because it boosts your likes and maybe someone else in their newsfeed would see it, or do you just not waste your time?
Do you mean like someone that was with another network marketing company? Or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't really, unless they're with, maybe if they're like with something else, like a cosmetics or something, it's not competing with what I'm promoting.
But I mean, they could never work the business under you anyway, correct?
Right. Well, that's not true. You can work, you can be a part of Beachbody and another MLM up until you're diamond. But I've had people that are Mary Kay that did both, and eventually one or the other fades out. I had another person who's one of my current diamonds who was doing 31, and she did Beachbody, and Beachbody is, obviously the one that's still around, and 31 just kind of phased out. So I guess you never know, but it can't hurt. They could be in your challenge group.
Oh, well, of course that, but I just meant, well, duh.
Jen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, I wanted to just chime in. I've been kind of multitasking here, so I turned my video off for a while, but about that, I actually had a high school friend of mine that is a Nerium rep.
Uh-huh.
And she's not in my downline, she's a customer, but once she posted her pictures on her page of her success with the 21-day fix, 3 of her Nerium rep friends also came into my retail side, and 2 of them got challenge packs.
Nice.
So, and one of them has stayed pretty connected through it. So, you never know. It could turn out, at least start out as a retail customer, and then, my friend is still very much in a fix right now, and she keeps going back to it because she loves the results. She's not on Shakeology herself, but like I said, I got 2 challenge packs from friends of hers in the company.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely worth pursuing.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I mean, especially with a company like Nerium, they don't have anything that would help in the fitness department, and they don't have a shake or anything. So, I mean, I have a Nerium person who is actually a coach on our team. He was at Winter Summit last year, because he said that a lot of people, like, as their skin is improving and they're starting to look years younger, that they want to then start working on their fitness. It's just kind of a natural progression. And I think he was hoping that the same progression would happen for my team and customers, that I would be a good referral source for him. And I like Nerium. I don't mind referring him business. I just don't really ever come across it that often, but yeah.
Cool. That's all I have to say.
Okay, cool. Okay, anything else on the adding new friends portion of our Power Hour?
I have a quick question.
Okay.
Almost all the people that liked my like page are already my friends.
Okay.
Like, is there some kind of setting I have wrong, or, how do I get other people to like my like page?
There's a couple ways. You can ask people to share your page. So, like putting posts on your like page that say like, share this post if you agree. I don't know. They're just like different things, like get people to share your like page posts, and also get your friends to share the page, so that their friends start liking your page.
Okay.
So that's the organic way. The other way is if you do like a likes campaign, like with Facebook ads to target people in your market to like your page.
Okay.
Which that's a whole different.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I will pipe in, Marcy, if you have, how old is your like page? Did you just start it?
Well, I started it back when I first joined as a coach, but I really haven't done a whole lot with coaching until like the end of the summer and the beginning of the fall. So I'm pretty new at like trying to do coaching stuff. It was kind of like I joined and then I didn't do anything, and now I'm just like getting in the swing of things. So
Okay, because remember the new friends that you make on your regular page, you can invite them to like your like page.
Oh, that's a good idea too.
So as you're building your regular page, which you should be doing, with, daily adding the people, go through periodically every couple of days or something and invite them to like your like page.
Okay.
It's another good way.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good tip. I need to do that as well, because I add a lot of friends from groups, and I forget about doing that. I bet you there is, that app that Shalene recommends, IFTTT, if this then that. I bet you there's a recipe for when you get a new friend to automatically invite them to your like page. I'll have to look into that. But okay, so moving on to our next section of the Power of Threes is forming. So forming stands for family, occupation, recreation, and message. So we have these 3 new friends that we're adding each day, and we don't want to start off our relationship with these new people by saying, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, check out my website, or something like that. We want to start off by building a real, actual relationship with them and taking an interest in them as a person and finding out who they are, and just building that friendship, building that trust. So I usually start off, I gave you kind of a sample message of what I send to people that I met through my like page. And then people that I meet like on my personal page, I just kind of start off by commenting on something that they're sharing about on their Facebook page. So if they're sharing a picture of their kids, or they're sharing something from the weekend, a dinner out, date night, something, then that is what I'll use as my conversation starter. Like, hey, I saw that you and your husband went out to dinner last night. That's awesome. Do you guys make it a routine to do a weekly date night? Like just something to kind of open the door to conversation. And then I just go through that forming process, asking about their family. Do you have kids? Oh, okay, awesome. I have one. Do you guys plan on having any more? Me neither. Whatever, those kind of things. And just be natural with that. And sometimes I know it can be hard when you have goals of Success Club or rank advancing, and you're kind of have that end goal of what you want from this person. But on the same hand, you have to let the relationship build at its natural progression. There are people that I've met the very first day and they happen to see like a fitness post of mine and they ask me about it right off the bat. And then there's other people that I've talked to for 2 years, just kind of building a relationship, not talking every single day, just, off and on. And, they will eventually sign up. So you just kind of have to let things progress at the natural flow. You can't force anything. And when you let go of that outcome of wanting them to sign up for something, and you just look at them seriously as a friend, as what you would do if you were actually trying to make a friend with somebody, then it'll just come a lot easier. So I am going to, am I screen sharing right now? No. Okay, so I want you to take 5 minutes. It's 9:26, so we're going to take 5 minutes, and I want you to message 3 people, and just kind of as part of this forming process, whether it's new friends that you've made today or people that you've been chatting with, you can just go back in and continue that forming process and just send those 3 messages and check back in 5 minutes, and we'll continue on.
I missed the instructions at the beginning. Do we just leave the video running, or do we sign back into the meeting?
Oh, no, just stay connected to the meeting.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Thanks.
One more minute, get those messages in. Okay. All right, so quick, easy, to the point, get them in, get them done, and move on. All right, so the next thing is inviting. And we have been working a lot on inviting in our Coach Basics that's going on right now. And I've also been adding in a few scripts and different ideas for you to use for invites in the file section of the Fit Family group. And for me, the easiest way to invite is to look at it as a task, as part of your job. And I know different people have different mindsets about Beachbody, and is this a job? Is this a hobby? Is this something you do for fun? It's different for everybody, and I get that. For me, I don't particularly enjoy inviting, so I have to look at it as something I have got to get done off of my checklist and eat that frog type thing. And so that's why it helps me to use a script and to not prejudge people and, already decide this person's interested and this person is not interested. And so, inviting, you are inviting either to a challenge group, clean eating group, fit club, if you have, a fitness class that you do locally. So inviting doesn't necessarily mean like a hard invite, hey, would you like to join my challenge group? It just means you're inviting them to something, business opportunity call, sneak peek group, coach preview group, free ab challenge, whatever it is that you're doing. And that's why it's always important to have things to invite to. And so when you're forming people, you are building up to basically earning the right to even invite somebody to your group. So just like you would invite somebody to try out a restaurant that you tried out and loved, or try a hair product that you tried and loved, same thing goes with Beachbody stuff, products, challenge groups, Shakeology, whatever it is. So just find a 2 or 3 line invite script that you feel comfortable with using, that has your personality in it, that has your flavor to it, and just get in the habit of doing those 3 invites each day. And it may not seem like that much, but if you are doing this and you actually committed to doing it even just 5 days a week, that's 15 invites that you sent out in 1 week. And if you stay consistent with that, you can imagine the compound effect. Like for somebody like me that's been a coach for 4.5 years, that really starts to compound and build. And a lot of these people, or for me, I know that a lot of the people that I have invited now, they don't end up signing up with me until down the road. So it was important that I was, even though I wasn't tracking, but I was inviting. I was doing that vital behavior last year and the year before, and all those people that I've invited at one point or another eventually come around at some point if it's meant to be. So doing those 3, thinking of it as a task. Maybe you like inviting, maybe you don't, but it's just one of those things you've got to do. So I'll give you another, I don't want to make the call too long, so we're just going to do 5 minutes, and I challenge you to send out 3 invites. Don't put a whole lot of thought into it. 3 people, and go. Okay. I don't know if that was officially 5 minutes. Okay, so the next thing is following up. And this is why it's important that we wrote down the names of the people that we're forming and inviting, because then you know who to follow up with. So following up, gosh, I just put some scripts together that I shared from another elite coach, and I don't know if I put them into the Fit family yet, but I'm actually pretty sure I did not. I think I only put them in the Coach Basics group. So I will move them over into Fit Family. And there are some really, really great, post the Excel, yes. There are some really great ideas in there for following up. And some of them, basically they're ways to handle objections, and that's usually what happens in the follow-up phase of your conversation. So you'll follow up and say like, hey, I know you had said that you were interested in doing our 21-day fix holiday challenge, and I was just checking and I didn't see your order come through. Is that something you're still interested in? And that's usually when you'll start to get the objections of, oh, I've got to wait, money is tight this month, or those kind of things. And I am definitely guilty of just letting those kind of things go a lot of times. And last week I was like, you know what, I'm just going to use some of these objections that I was talking about that I posted in Coach Basics and just see what happens. What do I have to lose? And so one of the objections was money, and the way to handle it was bringing up the money back guarantee. So this person had been talking to me about my Fit and Bendy challenge, which is basically a PIO challenge group, and she said money was tight, check back with her sometime in the beginning of the year. And so I followed up and asked and told her that I totally understand about money being tight. And when I first got started with Beachbody, I shared with her a little bit about my story about how money was very tight for us too. And I could not afford to waste money on something that didn't work. And, my husband was very skeptical of me trying this in the first place, but knowing that there was that money back guarantee, and knowing that if I tried a full 30 days of Shakeology and hated it, that I could send it back, it just kind of made me more comfortable to go forward with purchasing my product. And it turned out that it worked great. And 4 years later, I'm still using it. So I said that to her, and I was like, oh, I don't know, that doesn't sound like something I would normally say. But it opened up the door for her to tell me a little bit more what her objection actually was, which had nothing to do with money. It actually was that she didn't want to do PIO. She said, oh, okay, well, the video you sent me was about PIO, and I don't really like yoga. And I'm like, well, why didn't you just say that from the beginning? So, I was able to work around it, and by following up and handling her objection and asking her more questions, I was able to figure out, okay, PIO is not for her. She already has done 21-day fix. She wants 21-day fix extreme. I'm like, she should have just said that. But she didn't, for whatever reason. And because I followed up and dug deeper, I was able to get to the bottom of her thing. So it's important to do those follow-ups. Fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, we are getting short on time, so I'm going to move on to coach opportunity. And all of my personally sponsored coaches, I kind of drive this point home a lot to them, that you have to be inviting to the coach opportunity. There are people, if you guys listened to my call that I spoke on last week for Scotty's team for Team Dynasty, I talked a lot about how there are people that are searching for something. They are not sitting at home saying, gosh, I wish I could be a Beachbody coach. But they're sitting at home thinking of really weird things to do with their time, ways that they can feel to have a purpose, ways to contribute, ways to earn extra money. I didn't even get into some of the things that I used to look into in order to make extra money, like filling out surveys online, being a mystery shopper, all kinds of stuff. And there's so many people that they are searching for that thing. They're not necessarily thinking that they want to be a Beachbody coach. They are just wanting to have a purpose, to have an outlet. Like, some share, Nath talks a lot about, being a stay-at-home mom. And while being a mom is awesome and great and all of that, sometimes if you were like worked in corporate land before that, sometimes you need that additional way to still feel like you have, like you're creating something, that you are contributing other than being a mom. And so there's just people out there like that. And that's why it's so important to make it a point to do those coach opportunities, because if you don't ask, then the answer is no. And you just have to go for it and do it. And sometimes it will lead to a no. Sometimes it'll lead to crickets. You can use that as a way to ask for referrals. But either way, it just has to be something that you're doing intentionally and making it a point. And that's why I'm glad that it's on this tracker so that you can see. And when I have coaches that tell me that they don't have anybody that wants to join their business, I ask them, how many times have you posted about the business? And they say, well, I haven't. I'm not successful. Like, what am I going to say? And that was something that was like a revelation to me, is sometimes the things that you're scared of, or you have some fear, you think that it's like some big deal, or like you've posted about it a million times and nobody ever likes your post. But then if you actually go and look on your Facebook page and you're like, well, crap, I actually haven't posted about the business. I did like 2 weeks ago and that was it. So, you've got to be intentional about it and make sure that it's something you're doing. And I suggest posting about it on Facebook a few times a week, as well as doing personal invites to a business opportunity, whether it's sending a link, a YouTube link from a previous call, inviting to an upcoming event or business opportunity. Between our team and Team Dynasty, there's usually some kind of coach opportunity that you can get plugged into. So those are the daily things. Hold on a second. All right. Can you guys still see me or the screen? Me. Okay. All right. So what are your thoughts on this tracker? What do you think?
It's not more streamlined, so it makes it easier.
Mm-hmm.
I hate writing things down. It's not fast enough. My brain goes too fast. So.
Well, I think I like this one over like the BAT because it actually
I
has
don't like the BAT.
names on it. And like the BAT, it was just like numbers and it didn't have any connection for me. It just seemed like, I don't know, I just hated it. So
there wasn't enough space to write down things either, because if you have like a large challenge group that's free,
mm-hmm.
you only fit like 5 names on it for the whole week. And if you're doing everybody on one day and you have like 15 people in your free group, it's just not enough space.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I've actually had a few people switch over. I usually teach my team to use the Beachbody weekly checklist. And I know other coaches I've sent it to because it's just more user friendly, I think, than the BAT. However, I posted the Power of 3's image a while ago in my team page, and I've had some of my coaches really like that better. So that is something that we started doing about a month ago. I did a personal development challenge not personal development. I did a Power Hour challenge group with my downline, and we used the Power of Threes sheet and screenshot every day for accountability in the thread, and it worked out really well. But I think a lot of coaches don't get overwhelmed with the Power of Threes layout. It seems to be easier for them to handle, maybe, if that's the correct word. But so I think it's great, you know, and always you can change it to Power of Fives. I was watching a thing the other night where she actually changed hers to Power of Fives instead of Power of Threes. So it's just adding 5 in all of them instead of 3. So it's nice that you have that flexibility too, I think, to do that. But at least bare minimum Power of Threes. You know, if you want, you know, if that's what you're looking for as far as coaching and building your team.
Yes, awesome. Okay, so I will, let's see, I shared those documents in the Zoom, so I guess I need to upload those into the group, and I will put in those objections ideas too. Other than that, the last thing that we need to talk about is I'm giving away a boost to one lucky person on the call tonight. So I need a volunteer. Marcy, choose a number 1 through 14.
11.
11, okay.
You.
Sarah Phillips. I know she's putting her daughter to bed, but Sarah Phillips, you won a boost, so
Yay.
I'll send it to you.
Yay. I have to whisper, guys, because I'm putting her to sleep.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being on the call.
Of course.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining our live power hour, and I'm excited to get started using this, and I'm going to post those things in the group, and then I would love to just know who is going to commit to using this, and we can kind of just hold each other accountable on that. So, all right. So everyone have a good night. Thanks for joining me.